Good morning all the learners. I am Dr. Sandeep Agrawal from All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. I welcome you all to Module 6 of Biophysics Paper 11, that is Apoptosis in Health and Disease. In this module, we will discuss in detail about mechanism of apoptosis and its role in various physiological and pathological conditions. This module is divided into 5 objectives which we will discuss one by one. The first objective will be what is apoptosis, then morphological changes during apoptosis. We will compare the apoptosis and necrosis. Next we will discuss about molecular mechanism of apoptosis, and finally we will discuss the role of apoptosis in physiological and pathological conditions. Apoptosis is a type of programmed cell death common to all multicellular organisms. It is a physiological process responsible for elimination of unwanted, excessive, worn out and damaged cells. Apoptosis is a highly regulated pathway which is important for maintenance of homeostasis during embryonic as well as adult life of an organism. Although apoptosis is a physiological phenomenon, but defects in several components of apoptotic pathway leads to various pathological conditions including abnormal development, neurodegenerative diseases and carcinogenesis. There are different triggering factors for initiation of apoptosis which takes place via its intrinsic and extrinsic pathways. Role of mitochondrial protein, cytochrome C and cysteine proteases called caspases are well defined in mechanism of apoptotic pathways. The word apoptosis is derived from Greek language and means falling off or dropping off of leaves from a tree or petals from a flowers. Apoptosis can be defined as a coordinated and often energy-dependent process that involves the activation of a group of cysteine proteases called caspases and a complex cascade of events that link the initiating stimuli to the final demise of the cell. A great amount of research has been applied to understand the mechanism of programmed cell death and apoptosis. The term apoptosis was first used in 1972 by Kerr, Wiley and Curie to describe a morphologically distinct form of cell death. Horwitz explained the mechanism of apoptosis in detail by his work on development of the nematode Caenorhabditis elegans. All cell types are capable of undergoing apoptosis, a process that removes excessive and defective cells or cells which are not anymore needed for an organism without damaging the surrounding cells. This type of cell death seems to be predetermined developmentally and is thus called as programmed cell death. Normal cells turn apoptotic when they are in excess, have served their function, diseased, become senescent or are a threat to the developing organism. Apoptosis occurs normally during development and aging and also as a homeostatic mechanism to maintain cell populations in tissues. Apoptosis also occurs as a defense mechanism and eliminates cells which are damaged by disease or noxious agents. There are varieties of physiological and pathological stimuli which can trigger process of apoptosis. One important feature of apoptosis is that it does not affect the surrounding cells and this process does not provoke an inflammatory response. Morphological changes during apoptosis. During apoptosis, cells break up into fragments called apoptotic bodies containing parts of cytoplasm and nucleus. The plasma membrane of the apoptotic cell and bodies remains intact, but its structure is altered in such a way that these become tasty targets for the phagocytes. The dead cell and its fragments are rapidly consumed before the contents have leaked out, and therefore cell death by this pathway does not cause an inflammatory reaction in the host. The following morphological features characterize the apoptosis. First is cell shrinkage. During early phases of apoptosis, cell is smaller in size, the cytoplasm is dense and the organelles are more tightly packed. During chromatin condensation or pycnosis, which is the most distinguishing feature of apoptosis. The chromatin aggregates peripherally under the nuclear membrane into dense masses of various shapes and sizes. The nucleus itself may break up, producing two or more fragments called as karyorrhexis. The next is formation of cytoplasmic blebs in apoptotic bodies, in which the apoptotic cell first shows widespread surface blebbing, then undergoes fragmentation into membrane-bound apoptotic bodies containing cytoplasm and tightly packed organelles with or without the nuclear fragments. Phagocytosis of apoptotic cells or cell bodies, usually by macrophages, is done. The apoptotic bodies are promptly ingested by phagocytes and degraded within the phagolysosomes. Macrophages that engulf and digest apoptotic cells are called as tingible body macrophages. The tingible bodies are bits of nuclear debris from the apoptotic cells. On histological examination in tissue stained with hematoxylin and eosin, the apoptotic cell appears as a round or oval mass of intensely eosinophilic cytoplasm with fragments of dense nuclear chromatin. Coming on to comparison of apoptosis and necrosis. Necrosis is the type of cell death that is associated with loss of membrane integrity and leakage of cellular contents, leading to dissolution of cells, largely resulting from the degradative action of enzymes on lethally injured cells. The leaked cellular contents often elicit inflammation, which attempts to eliminate the dead cells and start subsequent repair process. The enzymes responsible for digestion of cell may be derived from lysosomes of the dying cells themselves and from the lysosomes of leukocytes that are recruited as part of the inflammatory reaction to the dead cells. In necrosis, the cell is enlarged because of cell swelling, while in apoptosis, cell size is reduced. The nucleus in necrosis, there is continuous pycnosis, karyorrhexis and karyolysis, while in apoptosis, the nucleus is fragmented into nucleosome-sized fragments. Plasma membrane is disrupted in case of necrosis, while in case of apoptosis, plasma membrane is intact. The structure is altered, especially orientation of lipids. The cellular contents in necrosis is digested by enzymes and may leak out of the cell, while in apoptosis, the cellular contents are intact and may be released in apoptotic bodies. There is adjacent inflammation in case of necrosis, while in apoptosis there is no inflammation. Necrosis is invariably pathological, while apoptosis is often physiologic as a means of eliminating unwanted cells, may be pathologic after some forms of cell injury, especially DNA and protein damage. Coming on to the molecular mechanism of apoptosis. Apoptosis is initiated by various external and internal stimuli, leading to activation of molecular pathways, which are highly complex and energy-dependent cascade of molecular events controlled by regulated expression of apoptosis-related genes and proteins. Before going into the details of molecular pathways of apoptosis, we will discuss some distinct biochemical changes occurring during apoptosis. The distinctive morphological features of apoptotic cells result from certain characteristic biochemical alterations such as protein cleavage, protein cross-linking, DNA breakdown, and phagocytic recognition. Biochemical changes during apoptosis. The first biochemical change is activation of caspases. Activation of several members of a family of cysteine proteases is a specific feature of apoptosis. They are called as caspases, where C refers to the presence of cysteine at their active site and aspases signifies that unique ability to cleave after aspartic acid residues. Caspases can be categorized into initiator, that is 2, 8, 9 and 10, executioner 3, 6 and 7, and inflammatory, that is 1, 4 and 5 caspases. Caspases function as homodimers with one domain of each stabilizing the active site of the other. The major effector caspase in C. elegans is CED3, whereas humans have 15 different caspases. All caspases are present in inactive form as procaspases, which must be cleaved to become active. Invertebrates' initiator caspases are activated by dimerization after binding to certain other types of protein, for example APAF1, which help to initiators to aggregate. Activator-initiator caspases cleave effector caspases, for example caspase 3, and activate them. In this way, the proteolytic activity of the few initiator caspases becomes rapidly and hugely increased by activation of the effector caspases, leading to a massive increase in the total caspase activity level in the cell and eventually cell death. The various effector caspases differ in the preferred target sequences and cleave proteins of nuclear lamina and cytoskeleton, whose cleavage leads to demise of the cell. Coming on to DNA and protein breakdown, apoptotic cells exhibit a characteristic fragmentation of DNA into 180 to 200 base pairs resulting from action of calcium and magnesium dependent endonucleases. A typical DNA ladder can be visualized by agarose-gel electrophoresis with an ethidium bromide stain and ultraviolet illumination. The extensive protein cross-linking results from expression of and activation of tissue transglutaminase. Coming on to membrane alterations and recognition by phagocytes, apoptotic cells display certain cell surface markers which facilitates early recognition by phagocytes, limiting the damage to surrounding tissues. Most notable alteration is the movement of phosphatidylserine from inner leaflet of lipid bilayer to the outer leaflet. This molecule is recognized by receptors on surface of phagocytes. Annexin 5 is a recombinant phosphatidylserine binding protein that interacts strongly and specifically with the phosphatidylserine residues and is used for detection of apoptosis. Continuing with the molecular mechanism of apoptosis, we will talk about BCL2 family of proteins. BCL2, an anti-apoptotic protein, was the first member of family to be identified. BCL2 family includes several pro and anti-apoptotic molecules and play a major role in molecular mechanism of apoptosis. Members of this family possess evolutionary conserved 1 to 4 alpha helical BH domains, that is BCL2 homology domains, designated BH1, BH2, BH3 and BH4. They control the apoptotic process by governing mitochondrial outer membrane permeability. In vertebrates, anti-apoptotic BCL2 resides in the outer mitochondrial membrane and primarily function to maintain its low permeability, preventing cytochrome C and other proteins localized in the intermembrane space from leaking out into the cytosol and activating apoptotic caspases. The BH domains are known to be crucial for function of BCL2 family of proteins. The anti-apoptotic BCL2 proteins such as BCL2 and BCLXL conserve all 4 BH domains. The BH domains also serve to subdivide the pro-apoptotic proteins into those with several BH domains, for example BAX and BAC, or those proteins that have only the BH3 domain, for example BIM, BID and BAD. All pro-apoptotic proteins contain a BH3 domain necessary for dimerization with other proteins of BCL2 family and crucial for their killing activity. Some of them also contain BH1 and BH2 domains, for example BAX and BAC. Apoptosis is regulated by a careful balance of anti-apoptotic and multiple pro-apoptotic BH3 only proteins. Coming on to the pathways of apoptosis. All cells contain intrinsic mechanisms that signal death or survival, and apoptosis results from an imbalance in these signals. The basic mechanism of apoptosis is evolutionary conserved in all multicellular organisms, and in fact some of the major breakthroughs in understanding the mechanism of apoptosis came from studies in the nematode C. elegans, whose development proceeds by a highly reproducible programmed pattern of cell growth followed by cell death. The process of apoptosis may be divided into an initiation phase, during which some caspases become catalytically active, an execution phase, during which other caspases trigger the degradation of critical cellular components. Initiation of apoptosis occurs principally by signals from two distinct pathways, the intrinsic or mitochondrial pathway and the extrinsic or death receptor initiated pathway. These pathways are induced by distinct stimuli and involve different sets of proteins. Although there is some crosstalk between them, both pathways converge to activate caspases, which are the actual mediators of cell death. We will first discuss intrinsic or mitochondrial pathway of apoptosis. Intrinsic pathway of apoptosis is initiated by intracellular signals produced by a diverse array of non-receptor mediated stimuli. These signals act directly on targets within the cell, and mitochondria plays the central role in this pathway. The signals can act in a positive or negative manner. Negative signals include the absence of certain pro-survival growth factors, hormones, and cytokines. Examples of stimuli acting in a positive fashion include radiations, toxins, hypoxia, hyperthermia, viral infections, and free radicals, etc. Mitochondria plays the central role in intrinsic pathway, and apoptotic mitochondrial events are regulated by BCL2 family of proteins. In vertebrate cells, Bax and Bak, the two pro-apoptotic proteins, are required for mitochondrial damage and induction of apoptosis. Normally, Bax and Bak reside in the outer mitochondrial membrane, tightly bound to BCL2. Bax and Bak can be released from BCL2 either by being present in excess, by being displaced by binding of certain BH3 only proteins to BCL2, or by direct binding to other BH3 only proteins. Once released from BCL2, they form oligomers and generate pores in the outer mitochondrial membrane. This allows the mitochondrial proteins like cytochrome C, which normally resides in the intermembranous space of mitochondria, to be released into the cytosol. Bax and Bad oligomers but not BCL2 homodimers or BCL2 Bax heterodimers allows influx of ions through the outer mitochondrial membrane, triggering the release of cytochrome C. When cytochrome C is not present in cytosol, monomeric EPAF1 remains bound to DATP. Cytochrome C binding with EPAF1 leads to cleavage of DATP into DADP and results in dramatic assembly events to form a heptameric wheel of death called as apoptosome. Apoptosome binding activates the initiator caspase 9 by inducing its dimerization. Caspase 9 then leads to activation of multiple molecules of effector caspases, example caspase 3, resulting in destruction of critical cellular proteins and cell death. Assembly of Bax proteins also leads to release of SMAC diablo family of proteins from mitochondria, which binds to and inhibit IAPs. IAPs normally bind to caspases and keeps them in inactive state. By relieving IAP-mediated inhibition, SMAC diablos promote caspase activity and apoptosis. The presence of trophic factors, for example NGF for neurons, leads to phosphorylation of pro-apoptotic BH3 only protein BAD through receptor tyrosine kinase pathway. Phosphorylated BAD remains complex to phosphoserine binding protein 1433 in the cytosol. Absence of trophic factors result in unphosphorylated BAD, which binds to anti-apoptotic BCL2 or BCL-XL on outer mitochondrial membrane. This binding of unphosphorylated BAD inhibits the ability of BCL2 and BCL-XL to bind Bax and Bak, permitting Bak and Bax channels to form and release of cytochrome C and other proteins, resulting in cell death. PUMA and NOXA are also pro-apoptotic BH3 only proteins which are transcriptionally induced by p53 protein. Both PUMA and NOXA apparently bind directly to Bax and Bak, releasing them from BCL2 and permitting formation of mitochondrial pore and apoptosis. Removal of cell from its substratum disrupts the integrin signaling, leading to release of BH3 only BIM protein from the cytoskeleton. BIM binds to Bak and Bax and leads to cell death by activating pore formation by them. Now we will discuss extrinsic or death receptor pathway of apoptosis. Extrinsic pathway of apoptosis is initiated by engagement of death receptors present on plasma membrane of a variety of cells. Death receptors are members of TNF receptor family that contain a cytoplasmic domain involved in protein-protein interactions that is called the death domain because it is essential for delivering death signals from the cell surface to intracellular signaling pathways. The best characterized ligands and corresponding death receptors include FAS-L, FAS-R and TNF-alpha, TNF-R1. FAS ligand is a cell surface protein produced by activated NK cell and cytotoxic T lymphocytes. These signals can trigger death of certain virus-infected tumor and foreign graft cells. TNF-alpha is released by macrophages and triggers cell death, tissue destruction seen in some chronic inflammatory diseases. Both TNF-alpha and Fas ligand, that is CD95, are proteins present on the surface of one cell that bind to death receptors on the adjacent cell. Death receptors have a single transmembrane domain and are activated when binding of an oligomeric ligand brings three receptor molecules into close proximity. The binding of Fas ligand to Fas receptor leads to binding of adaptor protein FADD, that is Fas associated death domain, and binding of TNF-alpha to TNF receptor results in binding of adaptor protein TRAD, that is TNF receptor associated death domain, with recruitment of FADD. FAD then associates with procaspase 8 via dimerization of the death effector domain. At this point, the death inducing silencing complex is formed, resulting in autocatalytic activation of procaspase 8. Once activated, caspase 8 activates several effector caspases and the amplification cascade begins. Caspase 8 also cleaves the BH3 only protein BID. The resulting T-BID fragment that binds to BCL2, leading to formation of BAX channel, release of cytochrome C into the cytosol, and activation of the intrinsic apoptotic pathway as well. Extrinsic apoptotic pathway can be inhibited by a protein called CFLIP, which binds to FAD and caspase 8, rendering them ineffective. Coming on to execution pathway and phagocytosis in apoptosis. Both intrinsic and extrinsic pathway of apoptosis converge at the point of execution phase, which is marked by activation and actions of effector or executioner caspases, that is caspase 3, 6 and 7. These caspases activate cytoplasmic endonucleases, which digest the nuclear material, and proteases responsible for degradation of nuclear and cytoskeletal proteins. Activity of effector caspases result in characteristic morphological and biochemical changes seen in apoptotic cells. Caspase 3 cleaves ICAD, that is inhibitor of caspase activated DNase, to release endonuclease CAD, that is caspase activated DNase, which degrades chromosomal DNA and cause chromatin condensation. Caspase 3 also induces cytoskeletal reorganization and disintegration of the cell into apoptotic bodies. The formation of apoptotic bodies breaks the cells up into bite-sized fragments, which become tasty targets for phagocytes. Apoptotic cells and apoptotic bodies undergo several modifications in their membrane, which promotes their rapid clearance by phagocytes before they release their contents, which can result in inflammation. Phospholipid phosphatidylserine is normally present on inner leaflet of plasma membrane in healthy cells. This phospholipid flips out in apoptotic cells and is responsible for recognition by several receptors present on the surface of phagocytes. Cells that are dying by apoptosis secrete soluble factors that recruit phagocytes. Thrombospondin, an adhesive glycoprotein, is expressed by some apoptotic bodies, which is recognized by phagocytes. Apoptotic bodies may also become coated with natural antibodies and proteins of the complement system, particularly C1q, which are recognizable by phagocytic cells. Thus, numerous receptors on phagocytes and ligands induced on apoptotic cells are involved in the binding and engulfment of dying cells. This process of phagocytosis of apoptotic cells is so efficient that dead cells disappear, often within minutes, without leaving any trace, and inflammation is absent even in the face of extensive apoptosis. Now we will discuss the role of apoptosis in certain physiological conditions. Cell death by apoptosis is a normal physiological phenomenon and plays an important role in eliminating cells that are no longer needed and maintaining a constant number of cells in various tissues. The programmed destruction of cells during embryogenesis, including implantation, organogenesis, developmental involution, and metamorphosis. The term programmed cell death was originally coined to denote death of specific cell types at defined times during the development of an organism. Apoptosis is a generic term for this pattern of cell death. Involution of hormone-dependent tissues upon hormone withdrawal, such as endometrial cell breakdown during the menstrual cycle, ovarian follicular atresia in menopause, the regression of the lactating breast after weaning, and prostatic atrophy after castration are examples of physiological apoptosis. Cell loss in proliferating cell populations such as immature lymphocytes in the bone marrow and thymus that fail to express useful antigen receptors, B lymphocytes in the germinal centers, and epithelial cells in intestinal crypts so as to maintain a steady number or maintenance of homeostasis is again physiological apoptosis. Eradication of potentially harmful self-reactive lymphocytes either before or after they have completed their maturation so as to prevent reactions against one's own tissues is also a physiological apoptosis. Death of host cells that have served their useful purpose, such as neutrophils in an acute inflammatory response and lymphocytes at the end of an immune response. In these situations, cells undergo apoptosis because they are deprived of necessary survival signals such as growth factors. Apoptosis is also necessary to rid the body of pathogen-invaded cells, that is a vital component of wound healing in that it is involved in the removal of inflammatory cells and the evolution of granulation tissue into the scar tissue. Dysregulation of apoptosis during wound healing can lead to pathologic forms of healing such as excessive scarring and fibrosis. Now we will discuss the role of apoptosis in certain pathological conditions. Defects in the regulation of apoptosis can be a significant component of certain diseases, notably cancer, AIDS, autoimmune lymphoproliferative syndromes, ischemia, and neurodegenerative diseases like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, Huntington's disease, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, etc. Some of these conditions can feature insufficient apoptosis while others may show excessive apoptosis. Suppression of apoptosis is thought to play a major role in progression and development of certain cancers. Tumor cells can be resistant to apoptosis by overexpression of anti-apoptotic proteins like BCL2 or downregulation of pro-apoptotic proteins like BAX. Both BCL2 and BAX expression is regulated by tumor suppressor gene p53, which is most common mutation noted in human cancers. Certain forms of human B-cell lymphoma overexpresses BCL2. Cytotoxic T cells and NK cells have the function to destroy tumor cells by perforin granzyme B pathway or death receptor pathway. Defects in the expression of FAS and FAS-L leads to evasion of apoptosis by certain tumor cells, a feature noted in some cancers. Insufficient apoptosis can also result in conditions like autoimmune lymphoproliferative syndrome, where insufficient apoptosis of autoreactive T cells results in multiple autoimmune diseases. The common conditions associated with ALPS include hemolytic anemia, immune-mediated thrombocytopenia, and autoimmune neutropenia. Excessive apoptosis is associated with certain diseases involving autoimmune and neurodegenerative conditions. Human immunodeficiency virus infects CD4 T cells and internalized, where HIV TAT protein is thought to increase the expression of FAS receptor, leading to excessive apoptosis of CD4 T cells and ultimately acquired immunodeficiency syndrome or AIDS. Improperly folded proteins may arise because of mutations in the genes encoding these proteins or because extrinsic factors such as damage caused by free radicals. Excessive accumulation of these proteins in the ER leads to a condition called as endoendoplasmic stress, which culminates in apoptotic cell death. Apoptosis caused by the accumulation of misfolded proteins has been invoked as the basis of several degenerative diseases of the central nervous system and other organs. Cell death as a result of protein misfolding is now recognized as a feature of number of neurodegenerative diseases including Alzheimer's, Huntington's and Parkinson's diseases and possibly type 2 diabetes. Deprivation of glucose and oxygen and stresses such as infections also result in protein misfolding, culminating in cell injury and cell death. Pathologic atrophy in parenchymal organs after duct obstruction such as occurs in the pancreas, parotid gland and kidney is also an example of pathologic apoptosis. Coming on to the summary of this module. Apoptosis is a type of programmed cell death, a normal physiological phenomenon to get rid of excessive cells which are either defective or served their function and no longer needed in the multicellular organisms. Apoptotic cells feature distinct morphological and biochemical modifications without eliciting inflammation. Apoptosis and necrosis are two distinct modes of cellular killing. Necrosis is invariably a pathological phenomenon with inflammation during the cell death. Caspases are cysteine proteases, which are major enzymes responsible for digestion of various cellular components during apoptosis. Caspases are classified into initiator and executioner or effector caspases. BCL2 family of proteins play a central role in regulating apoptotic process, with their anti-apoptotic, that is BCL2, BCLXL, and pro-apoptotic members like BAX and BAD. Intrinsic or mitochondrial pathway of apoptosis is initiated by intracellular signals and involves release of mitochondrial cytochrome C and formation of apoptosome, leading to activation of caspases and cell death. Extrinsic pathway of apoptosis is initiated by extracellular signals and involves engagement of death receptor by ligands and pathway leading to cell death. Both intrinsic and extrinsic pathways of apoptosis converge at the point of activation of caspases and cellular components digestion by them. Apoptosis is common during developmental phase of organisms to get rid of extra cells and maintenance of homeostasis in various tissues. Excessive or insufficient apoptosis can lead to various pathological conditions including cancers, neurodegenerative diseases, and immunological disorders, etc. Thank you for your attention. I hope this module was helpful in clearing your concepts about apoptosis, its mechanism, and its role in various physiological and pathological conditions.